Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Here we go with another Short Shifts episode. 10 minutes are on the clock. Jeffrey Vecchio has no idea what the topic is going to be. Jeff, should you choose to accept this challenge, this is going to be a fun one. You ready to go?
Give me it. Let's go.
10 minutes on the clock. What is your advice for people on a losing streak? Your team's on a losing streak, right? Losing some games. This was another Hockey Think Tank community suggestion. Losing streak. How do you get out of it? Go.
Can I get some clarifications here, Mr. Trebek?
Yes.
Losing streak like 3 or like losing streak like been a hot minute, can't remember our last
Let's say like 5.
And then also age, range. Give me a range.
It doesn't matter.
Wow. If they're below 13, it's going to be way different than if they're 13 or above.
Okay. Do 13. So do both.
That's a ridiculous answer. You would do that. Okay. Been that long. I would assume you've tried a bunch of different things because for youth hockey, it's probably up to 3 weekends, could have been. That's been over 3 weekends. So it's been a minute. You're searching for a W. You probably tried getting more intense. Maybe you've, yelled. Maybe you've been the buddy. So you tried different things. If it's been an actual losing streak, I would love to make the players think that they're coming to get bagged or like it's going to be a really hard practice, and then come in, sit them down and tell them, have like a very serious voice and a very serious presence. Like, okay, we got to turn this ship around, like get intense, like be ready, And then I'd be like, today we're going to pick captains and we're going to have a scrimmage, and all we're going to do is have fun. The bigger the celly, the more the goals count, and we're going to play all these different games, and we're just going to have a completely fun practice. And this is why hockey is fun. We need to get out of our own heads. Let's just get back to practicing, totally having fun, enjoying being around each other. Yesterday is gone. You can't change what happened a second, a minute, a month, or 10 months ago, but we can decide how we show up and how we enjoy playing the game today. So we're going to do that today. We're going to come back to the rink tomorrow, have a real practice, go into the weekend feeling amazing, and we're just going to execute, and whatever happens, happens. And then I'd make the practice super, super fun. Maybe put music on during the practice, let the players pick the playlist, let them have some fun. Really make sure that I'm bringing like that type of environment to that day. But I would trick them first so that I put them on an emotional roller coaster on purpose. And that's only because Hastings used to do that to us, and it would happen. We'd get bagged all year, nonstop, all the time. But like 2 times out of the year, we thought we were going to get absolutely filleted, murdered. We thought everybody's going to have to fight each other all practice long because that's, somebody was always fighting. And if it was, really intense, we were getting bagged. And it would be like, all right, Canada versus U.S. game, or, pick captains. You're just going to have fun. And the locker room, he wouldn't even come out to practice, and the locker room would erupt. The boys are celebrating like it's Christmas or like you won the championship. And it just like, it's kind of like hitting a reset, like boom, like especially the trick of coming in and being like, oh, we're going to get it. And then now, whoa, let's go. And so for me, and that applies more at the older ages because hockey's a little bit more serious, 14 and above, I'd say. But for me, that would be what I would do. You?
I like it. I've had that happen before too. We're like,
that's
It's
let me
like
clip.
the
That's
best
after
feeling in the
video.
world.
Yeah. After you've done some other things and you haven't gotten back on the horse, like that one, that worked for us every time.
Yeah. When you think you're going to get bagged and you don't get bagged, like because like the anxiety of thinking you're going to get bagged is punishment enough. Honestly.
It's the worst.
It's 10 times worse than the bag.
It's so much worse than the bag. Why? It's like, yeah, I've gotten through all these completely fine. Why am I like, why do I have anxiety about this?
Yeah, yeah. I'm a big believer in team building at different times like this, and not even necessarily like I think you could do more good bringing people together and like forming bonds and camaraderie than anything you can do on the ice in situations like that. And one of the things I've done, and this is more for older groups, but honestly, like after I've done this with my groups. We've gone on like huge winning streaks, and it's a um, activity called highlight hardship or like best day, worst day. So you kind of sit around in the locker room and you talk about like the best day of your life, you talk about the worst day of your life, or like a highlight of your life and a hardship in your life. And that like really brings people together, the highs and the lows. And like when you can become closer as a group, like I'm always a big believer. Like the closer your team is, the more you're going to be willing to block a shot. The closer your teammate or the closer your team is, the more you're going to be willing to take a hit to make a play, back check a little bit harder. Like all the sacrifice things that don't show up on the score sheet. Teams that aren't close away from the rink, they don't necessarily have that to the best degree. The teams that love each other and play for each other, they do those things, and those things are what winning teams do. And so, like, if you're in a bit of a rut, like I would err on the side of culture and err on the side, like, there's some hockey stuff that certainly needs to get fixed, but like, make sure the guys know what they're playing for. Make sure and like, maybe you're on a losing streak because you're having like there's some selfishness permeating the room, or I mean, you've been on teams where it's stuff like that. I think it's really important to get that stuff out on the table. And I've been a part of, I travel around and I do a lot of culture building stuff. And I tell a story. There's one Division 1 team that I went in January, and they were in 8th place and they were severely underachieving. And I came in there and we did some culture building, and they literally won their league. And it was all about like getting the guys to connect on a better level, getting some of the crap out there, like, hey, let's have honest conversations about the issues that we're having. And the coaches weren't even in the room, right? The coaches were like, hey, like the guys are going to be much more honest if we're not in there. And they were. And I thought that was a really good. Some of the coaches want to be in the room, some of them don't. But like really getting to the core of who the group is and why you're not connected, from a culture standpoint, can go a long way. Like the talent didn't change, the tactics didn't change, nothing changed outside of the connection that the team had in that group. And so that's where like I'm really proud of like what we accomplished in that. And like, man, they went from 8th place in January to winning their league regular season.
It's
That's
so
insane.
important. It's so important.
Yeah. And I just feel like getting to the root of the issues of the losing. And a lot of times it's not an X's and O's thing, right? Like most losing teams, if you ask them, one of the things that I ask teams that I work with all the time is like, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how close are you guys right now? Right. And if it's like a 5 or a 6, that's your issue. It ain't anything that has to do on the ice.
Right.
So like, obviously I'm big on culture. But that can really be a huge part of it.
So we hit on culture. I hit on kind of hitting a reset through an emotional roller coaster day and having some fun. Hockey wise, since we got a minute and 20 seconds left, hockey wise, thoughts on obviously video.
Identity. Everything is identity. Everything goes back to identity.
Love
like you
that.
talk about nothing other than your identity. Like what are your core values as a team? What are your non-negotiables as a team? And we have to be 100% great at those things. Like that is from a hockey standpoint. Like you can make some tweaks, X's and O's, maybe as a coaching staff, you want to try something new, but like err on the side of like, who are we? What are we at our core? We need to be the best at that.
Right.
And keep fundamentals. Like fundamental hockey, man. Like compete.
Simplify it down.
Fundamentals. Simple. Yeah. 100%, dude.
Love that. Absolutely agree. Love that, because if you are losing, you know, it means that you probably don't have a strong identity in those games. You got a couple guys doing one thing, a couple guys doing another. So by niching it down, simplifying it down into like, this is who we are. Boom. Now everybody can latch onto that on the same page. And that's going to start, you know, the positive waterfall into execution of the systems, getting everybody back on the same page. It's a great question, Toski. Love it. We got 5 seconds. Share the show. Join the Think Tank community.
Let's go.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/try now.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.